Shout out to our sponsor, MeUndies. Get the softest pair of underwear you will ever own and save some money because MeUndies will give you 20% off your first pair plus free shipping, which means your junk stays comfortable and you save money. To get it, just visit MeUndies.com/know and start shopping. Welcome to the Know, I'm Ashley, and Nintendo Switch's smartphone app dropped last night for iOS and Android mobile devices, giving you the first glimpse into how some of Switch's multiplayer functionality is going to work. Of course, most of the services won't actually be live until Friday, and the full launch of the service won't be until 2018, but it's at least a preview of Nintendo's chat solution that's been getting a little bit of criticism since it was first announced. We'll, of course, be spending some time testing it out with our review copies of Splatoon 2 and report back with what we think soon. So we'll let you know if it works better or worse than we hoped. And we got some more details about Days Gone and how it uses dynamic events to mix up the gameplay, like the way we saw weather changing the gameplay in the recent alternate version of the E3 demo, now with snow. Speaking in a new interview with Games TM, Bend Studio senior programmer Darren Chisholm said that an entire team is working on unique events that change up the game at random to make it feel more like a real, breathing world. Chisholm said, "We have a dedicated team at Bend Studio that's making these kind of events and creating ways to place them around the world depending on where the player is, what level they are, and what they're doing. It's not always going to be humans, it's not always going to be freakers, it's sometimes going to be both, or animals might get involved." From the sounds of it, seems a little bit like I would compare it to Destiny's public events in meeting some kind of random side quests in Red Dead Redemption, like that sort of encounter. Either way, sign me up, pretty cool. Despite the success of titles like PUBG or PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, if you want to go through all the syllables, and the recently released Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, it looks like the king of the hill in 2017 is still Ubisoft's Ghost Recon Wildlands. The publisher took the time to brag about it a little bit in their first quarter financial earnings report, stating that Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands, the industry's biggest hit since the beginning of the year. That includes physical and digital sales between January and June in 2017. We didn't get much hard numbers on the exact number of copies they've sold, but that's a pretty big accomplishment for a game that seemed to fly under the radar for a lot of people in the months heading up till the launch, and even more impressive when you consider that For Honor is still in top 5 sales as well. So a lot of people complaining about it or playing very quietly, but there are a lot of people who bought those games. Get ready to be spooped, Evil Within fans! Bethesda and Tango Gameworks released a brand new trailer for the game, and as expected, it's chock full of scary creatures and scary little girls. Why are they so scary? The two most terrifying things in gaming combined. Beyond that, we see main character Sebastian engage creepy monsters in a variety of ways, including sneaking, stabbing, and shooting. Bethesda's also outlined pre-order bonuses, which will give you even more ways to deal with enemies, like the burst handgun, extra crafting supplies, and some medical supplies, which you'll probably really need to keep you alive a little bit longer. Evil Within releases Friday, October 13th, so it's going to be at an appropriately spoopy time of year. Now, we got tons of Kingdom Hearts 3 details this week, but hardly any word about the other long-running Square project that's been kind of silent, Final Fantasy VII Remake. However, we might have a little bit more information about how far along it is in development. Based on a new interview with Famitsu, it sounds like certain parts of Final Fantasy VII are further along than parts of Kingdom Hearts 3. Nomura told Famitsu, although there are parts of Final Fantasy VII Remake further along than Kingdom Hearts 3, such as cutscenes, it's unlikely we'll share information for a while as we switch from mainly external to mainly internal development. So the cutscenes, they're doing great, guys. And in other Kingdom Hearts 3 news, again, weird to be saying that, but it's kind of good to be saying it too. It turns out that Kingdom Hearts 3 is canonical to Toy Story, of all things. Yes! That was confirmed in the same interview with Famitsu by director Tetsuya Nomura, who said that the world's story is set after the events of the second film. Oh, and it doesn't take place in a parallel universe. The events of Kingdom Hearts 3 are part of the Toy Story timeline. Apparently, Nomura is a huge Toy Story fan. He's wanted to make a Toy Story world since Kingdom Hearts 2. He said it was an absolute must-have for Kingdom Hearts 3. Like, we've known this for a while. It's great to have it confirmed. So it, of course, makes sense that it would be canon. We all, of course, remember when Woody summoned Knights of the Round to deal with that mean old prospector. The second season of The Wolf Among Us is finally coming next year. A lot of us didn't think we were gonna get one, but we are. Telltale Games made the announcement as part of their summer 2017 update, which they posted on YouTube. This will be a lot of welcome news for fans who've been clamoring for a sequel since the first season ended. 3 years ago. So that follows recent rumors that Telltale actually wasn't planning on making another Wolf Among Us anytime soon, which got a lot of people quite sad, but take that, internet gossip, you were wrong. Meanwhile, the second season of Telltale's Batman series, Batman: The Enemy Within, will launch August 8th, and Telltale also teased the fourth and, importantly, final season of The Walking Dead, which is going to release in 2018. If you've wondered, is there a Mrs. Chewbacca? Which, of course, you have, because everyone is now calling everyone tall and hairy daddy. You might soon be getting your answer. Yes, thanks to a tweet by Ron Howard, who's directing the upcoming Han Solo standalone movie. We might finally get a look at Chewie's private life. The tweet shows Chewbacca actor Juna Suotamo checking out a scene from the movie, but if you zoom into the picture, you can see a monitor showing Chewie touching foreheads with an unknown Wookiee. See, there really is someone out there for everyone. We'll have to wait and see who this mysterious vixen is, though, and whether or not she deserves our Chewie. The movie is set to release May 25th next year, and we'll get an eyeful then. Everyone's favorite honey-loving bear is banned in China. Yes, so images of Winnie the Pooh have been scrubbed from the Chinese internet because some people have been posting those pictures alongside photos of Chinese President Xi Jinping, who, in fairness, kind of does look like Winnie the Pooh, which, well, I mean, we don't understand what the problem is. That's adorable, but in China, you're not allowed to make fun of government leaders, and the internet is constantly censored. So, sadly, Winnie the Pooh has to pay the ultimate price. There's been a string of ransomware attacks recently. One of the latest has hit a public radio station in San Francisco pretty hard. The National Public Radio, or NPR station, told the San Francisco Chronicle that the attack last month locked up its hard drives and took down the station's internal email server. The station's over-the-air radio broadcast was not affected, but its online counterpart was down for more than 12 hours. And even more than a month later, many of its systems are still down. The hackers demanded thousands of dollars for each encrypted file, but no ransom's been paid. Instead, the station has been going old school, printing scripts and timing its broadcast segments with a stopwatch. So take that, hackers, try and hack a stopwatch. This is how Battlestar Galactica happened. We had to go all super old school and have our phones on strings. And that's all the news we have for you guys today. Let us know what you think of all these stories in the comments down below. To make sure you get news from every corner of the internet every single day, make sure you like this video. If you're new around here, subscribe to the know. Thanks to MeUndies for sponsoring this update. No, seriously, they're awesome. MeUndies are the most comfortable pair of underwear you will ever own. I could go on and on. They have a bunch of different styles. They've got thongs, they've got bikinis, they've got like boxer briefs for the gents. They've got all kinds of stuff, and they're extra fun patterns. Seriously, once you put them on, you'll believe it. Once you try them, you're not going to want to wear anything else, and every pair of MeUndies is sustainably sourced and made from micromodal, which is a fabric that's 3 times softer than cotton. Not 2, not 4, but 3 times softer. So you're not going to have to deal with a bunch of packs of boring, scratchy underwear from the store, because these ones have sweet patterns on them. During Halloween, they do like ghosts. I have green army men, and I have underwear that will tell me to have a nice day. This month's patterns were designed by the legendary 80s clothing brand Cross Colors, with styles that live up to their bold design and bright colors, increased piece, ya dig, and the OG. They make me cooler just by saying them. So to get 20% off your first pair plus free shipping, just visit MeUndies.com/know right now. That's MeUndies.com/know.